Hello, hello, everybody. We are just getting ready to get started here, just giving a few minutes for everybody to get signed on, and then we'll jump right in. This is the Garden City Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram on Long Island online webinar. Okay, this is going to be an interactive training. You guys can come ask any questions. Feel free to ask in the chat, or you can even raise your little virtual hand and you can ask questions as well regarding the car buying process, what it's going to look like out the door, fees, taxes, things, insurance, things that, people usually don't figure out until they're already down at the dealership for hours, spending all this time, and then you end up getting into a deal that's less than favorable for yourself. So we're just going to give about 3 minutes here for everybody to get signed in. Why don't you guys just drop in the chat where you're coming from? And we've got the chat open for you guys, so you can just drop in the chat what neighborhood you live in and what kind of car you're driving right now. Okay, so we'll just give a couple minutes for everybody to get joined in. We see a lot of people signing up right now, and then we'll get started with the Garden City online webinar. Okay. And we do have the Loner Ranger himself, David, who's going to be joining us as well. And if you guys have been looking at the ads, you will be seeing him very, very soon. Okay, the guy that you've seen on a lot of the ads.
Yeah, we're just waiting for a few people to join in, and then we'll officially begin with this webinar. And hopefully, after this webinar, you guys will have a lot of tricks and tips on how to shop smart for a vehicle in 2024 and actually just get out of this hassle from hopping from a dealership to a dealership in search of finding the best deal. So just believe me and trust me, this is going to be something that's going to be a game changer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Got a couple more people jumping in here. Brooklyn, welcome. Looking for an Infinity QX Q55 or a Q50? Love that. Love that.
So that's Lou, right? So
Yep, that's Lou. Exactly.
Oh. And what about April?
Can they see me?
Can y'all see Dave?
We can't see
Hey,
him. but we
guys.
can hear him.
We can't see him yet.
You can't see me.
Just click the little video box down on the bottom there, Dave.
Oh, sorry.
There we go. There we go. We got
All right, I'm live.
There we go, everybody. So the man himself, the Lone Ranger, is
You're
finally
amazing.
here, and we are all very excited to begin this
You're low.
officially. Oh, can you guys hear us?
He can't hear you.
Press the little speaker button.
No, it's
It'll be up in like the top left, little speaker.
Oh.
And then it'll turn it on speakerphone. Should.
Can you hear now?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
You're low.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me
You
now?
guys are low.
Try to turn up the volume. It's probably the volume. We can hear you perfectly. Salmon, say something. Maybe it's my mic.
Relax. Dave.
Yeah. Can you guys hear us now?
Are we
I
good?
can't. Y'all low. Y'all very low.
Okay. I
Jen,
would
can
then
you hear
suggest.
me?
We can
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
can.
But we
can
can't
hear
hear
you.
you.
I would suggest just rejoining it or trying to join from a computer. That would be better.
Little technical difficulties, guys. We'll get it sorted. They're going to join back in. So any questions you guys have regarding the car buying process? Like, Lou, you're looking for an Infiniti QX55 or Q50. Let us know what the biggest concerns you have with buying a car like that are, and what the biggest thing that you're wondering about the process of buying a car looks like, and what we can do to support you through that process, because we know the car buying journey can be, very, very stressful, very, very difficult for people to deal with, and just all around frustrating, So let us know the biggest questions you have, and when these guys get back on here, we'll have David speak to it, because he makes magic happen. Okay, somebody needs a car, he gets them in, he gets them taken care of, and he gets them out the very same day. Plates, insurance, registration, they do everything. So we'll just wait for them to jump back on here. We got Ben Sporn here.
So much. I really appreciate it.
We got Ben Sporn on here as well. We're just waiting a couple minutes for David and Paula to get jumped in here, guys. They had some technical issues, but what we're doing right now is just go ahead and drop in the chat any major questions you have regarding the car buying process. Lou says that she's looking for an Infiniti QX55 or Q50. Lou, tell us a little bit about where you're at in that car buying process. What, maybe frustrations or roadblocks have you run into so far that we can maybe help you overcome? David's jumping on right now. Hey, David. Hey, Paula, can you guys hear us?
I can hear you now.
Hey,
Can
much
you-
better now, yeah.
Excellent. And go ahead and turn on your video too in that
Really?
little video box.
Where's the video box? at?
It's like bottom left, should say start video.
All right.
Oh, right there.
There you go. Awesome.
Perfect.
All right, everybody. So we got the man himself, David, here. This is the Loner Ranger himself, and he's going to be spending some time today to just go over some problems and some solutions that people often face when they're looking to buy a car. And guys, the chat is open, so any questions you have specifically or anything that you want to learn, feel free to ask that through the chat, and we're happy to address it. So thanks everybody for taking your time, and we'll dive right in. So Mr. David, how are you today?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you for asking.
I'm very, very happy to hear that. So this is the first one. So this is kind of a model. So we're just going to kind of riff here. We do have a document with some problems and solutions written out. I'm sure you have some things that you want to share as well. We have a fellow in the chat here, Lou, who is interested in Brooklyn, interested in an Infiniti QX55 or a Q50, never tried buying a car before. I'd just like to know about the entire process and the best ways possible to buy a car. So I think that's a great place to start. Somebody's never bought a car before and they're looking for the best place to start. And for those of you new that are jumping on, just go ahead and drop in the chat, introduce yourself, what city you live in, and what kind of car you're driving right now, or what you're looking for in terms of a vehicle.
Yeah, well, answering Lou's question, I mean, we do have a first-time buyer program. So due to the fact that he's never purchased a vehicle before, that's not an issue in getting him financing. As far as the Infiniti is concerned, if we don't have one in stock, we possibly might be able to get it through one of our other affiliates, because we do own 10 different dealerships throughout the group.
Excellent. And what does that look like? Say I'm a first-time buyer, you find the QX55 or the Infiniti QX55 at another location. You guys can bring it. What's the process look like? I don't want to come down there before I know what I'm approved for. So how's that going to work? Where can I shop from my couch, David?
Yes, the ideal situation would be to click on the application link that we would supply to a customer, have them put all the information on the link, and it'll go directly into our ELAN system, which is fully encrypted. So there's no worries as far as people's identities being out there on the internet, and we would get everything, solidified and approved before they even walk in the door.
Oh, wow. And is that what you guys are usually doing with your deals?
Large majority of them, yes.
Wow. And that's incredible because I think so many people feel like they waste all this time in the dealership, jumping from dealership to dealership, long bank appointments, only to be disappointed and go home with nothing, right?
Yeah. The beauty of it is we don't have to deal with any of that, because when they come in for the first time, 95% of the deal's done already.
Wow. And so how fast when somebody, the deal's done, let's say I fill out the application online, I want to know my exact options. You give, you work with the bank a little bit, you give me a call and you let me know, hey, we got you approved. I'm probably going to need a down payment if my credit's not so good, right? What
Yeah,
are the,
once the application is processed, I didn't mean to cut you off. There's
okay.
parameters that the bank will set based on the credit terms. And then I just relay that information to the client, and the client goes on our inventory, picks out a vehicle that's within those parameters, and it's basically seamless because the bank already knows everything up front.
Oh, that's such a better process. Sometimes people don't know what they can afford, right?
Yeah, yeah. And they have expectations of paying a certain monthly payment within their budget, and I help to guide them into the necessary vehicle and price range to keep them within the budget.
That's excellent. That's excellent. And so how fast if I'm approved, I got my down payment, I got my what kind of documents would I need?
Well, I mean, you definitely need, a regular valid New York State ID, whether it's a driver's license, a permit, a non-driver ID, a passport. The main thing to get somebody in and out quickly also is to get the insurance squared away as well, because obviously without insurance we can't obtain license plates and registration. And we do have a couple of different insurance brokers that we do recommend to help facilitate that as well.
Awesome. Awesome. So you guys help with insurance as well.
Yes, we're a full service dealer.
Wow. And what about taxes? I mean, what is somebody going to expect to pay in taxes that out there in Hempstead?
Well, the sales tax rate goes by actually where you reside. So, if you live in the state of New York, usually the sales tax rate is anywhere between 8 and 8.75%, depending if you're in Long Island, Suffolk, or the boroughs. But again, that's not an issue, because what we'll do, instead of the customer having to pay the taxes up front, we'll cap them into the loan. So their taxes will be paid and it'll be included within their monthly payment.
Wow. So you guys just bundle everything together and make it so easy.
Yep,
And
just
and
basically bring it in.
and if I'm approved and everything like that, how long can I expect to be in and out of Garden City?
From the time that a client comes in, depending on how long it's going to take to get the car serviced and detailed and cleaned, anywhere between 45 minutes to 3 hours.
Wow, that's incredible. That's a lot better. And you
Yeah.
guys, nothing but good reviews. So I know that people have a good experience when they're in there with you. We got a couple other questions too. So we'll go in order here. Somebody's asking, how much down for your 2016 Charger? And how would you answer that? I think people they tend to like to ask those kind of questions a lot. How much down, how much monthly, but it all depends, right, David?
Yeah, again, it depends back to what I was before of the parameters and the guidelines of the approval from the bank. The bank does look at everybody's, deal individually. Not everybody's got the same income, the same stability, the same credit. So really, the bank will give me a separate call. And what I mean by call is a separate approval for each and every person separately, depending on their situation. We do have a no money down program as well. So, when I said basically somebody comes in with insurance and a pen, they basically sign and drive, and we cap everything into the loan. They don't have to come up with any money out of pocket at all.
Wow. And what's usually the requirements for that if you want to pay $0 down?
Yeah, it would depend on the income, and it would depend on the value of the car, because the car is the collateral in the loan. So they're going to base the loan according to the person's credit and what the vehicle value is.
Excellent. That makes a ton of sense. So guys, it really just depends for you. Everybody's a little bit different. And, you know, the best way to find out what that is to go to Garden City Jeep Chrysler Dodge Ram, or Garden City Jeep Chrysler Dodge.com, and actually to, you know, find the vehicle that you're interested in checking out. Or maybe if you don't know the vehicle, then just, you know, reach out to David, reach out to the team and tell them, hey, you know, I'm looking for something, an SUV. I want it to be black. It needs to be enough space for my kids. My credit's around this, you know, and so that we can kind of show you some vehicles that might, you know, fit those requirements. Because I don't know about you, David, but what I've seen is, you know, the hardest part for some people is they just don't know what they want or what they'll qualify for. And so it's hard to even make that step towards you guys. How do you work with somebody that's early in the process? They just want a good, sound, reliable vehicle.
Well, I mean, again, I would have to speak with them and evaluate exactly what their needs are, just like you said. You know, if somebody needs, you know, 7-passenger capacity, they would have to get a truck with a third row or possibly a minivan. So again, I would have to speak to everybody individually to, you know, pinpoint exactly what their needs are. A lot of clients also do come in with the intention of getting their credit reestablished. And a lot of people keep their cars for 6, 7, 8 months, trade in and upgrade into something else. So it's used as a stepping stone to eventually get what they want.
I love that. I love that. So, another question we had in here from April. April says, from Hempstead, welcome, April. Thanks for joining. Looking for a 2020 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Do we got any of those, David?
Well, you tell April Hempstead's our backyard. She could probably walk to the dealership.
There
So
you
tell her
go.
got plenty of those. That's not a problem at all. If she hops on the website or comes by, I'd be more than happy to show her what we have.
Absolutely. Yeah, April, there's going to be a lot of options for you down there. And guys, we've actually got an online calendar. If anybody through this, you know, you see what we got going on here and you just want to come in, I'm gonna drop it in the chat. We have a link to an online calendar. You can actually book yourself a test drive at a time that works for you. And Dave and his team will get all the information, and you could just show up at the dealership and he'll show you, like you said, all the Jeep Grand Cherokees, you know, all the different cars that they have. And if you're somebody that knows that you can get into whatever vehicle, maybe you've bought and financed before, you know that you've got at least a decent credit score, you've got some money down, which may not be required depending on your credit, then you can book a test drive with confidence, knowing you're going to be able to come into the dealership and walk out with whatever you're looking to buy. If you're somebody that's got a little bit more of a history and you're working to rebuild and reestablish or maybe establish new credit, then what you're going to want to go through is more of our online application that we have here. So I'm going to send that first. And what this is, guys, I'll do a little screen share so everybody can see what we've done here. So many people, when they go to buy a car, they don't really know what car they're going to be able to qualify for or get approved for. And so what we've done here is we've got this sheet that you can go in here, and we've got David here with some happy customers. He's got hundreds of happy customers. But right here, it shows all the different vehicles, kind of what we have available. But this is a car finder application, so it's going to be customized to you. So you can just go in here, hey, I want an SUV. You know, I think my credit history is pretty good. I can afford over 500 a month. I do have a trade-in. You know, you can put all this information in here and tell us what you're specifically looking for and about your situation. And we're going to be able to call you and tell you exactly what you're going to qualify for with us. So I sent that in the chat. If you're somebody that's looking for a specific car or a truck and you're not so sure you want to do most of the shopping from your couch, then this is going to be the best way to do that. If you're somebody that knows the vehicle you want and you want to get it immediately and you've bought and financed before and so you know there's no issues there, then you should just set up a time and just go in and see David in person, because that's where you're going to get top priority and access to all those vehicles. Would you say that's a fair assessment, David?
I would. You took the words out of my mouth. And even if one of the clients comes in and I'm not here, I have a great team. All they got to do is mention my name. They'll roll out the red carpet and get everything together for me, and I will definitely hop on it as soon as I get into the office. The website also, and the link that you have, also allows you to filter through year and price. So there's many different ways they could shop. They might look for a specific year or a specific price point, or like you said, a certain type of vehicle. and you have all those tools right on the link in the website.
Exactly, guys. So we try to keep it super easy. There's a couple more questions in the chat here. Let's see. We've got April she says thank you. So April is probably going to be stopping by here soon. Sugar Mama, what's up, Sugar Mama? She says, David, hello, how are you? Thank you. I do know what I always wanted. A truck is a big truck, but don't have to have it. Big truck, window in the ski, something no one have, looking for a special. So it sounds like Sugar Mama's looking for a big truck to represent.
Well, it works well because I need a sugar mama.
Hey. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, Sugar Mama.
But Sugar Mama, definitely we could hook her up. We got Durangos, we got Escalades, we got the big, Ford trucks. We just actually had a Range Rover Sport HSE. That was a beautiful truck. Somebody picked that up last night. But again, Sugar Mama, we could definitely take care of her. We got plenty of inventory on what she's looking for.
100%, guys. And if there's something that you're looking for specifically, you just got to put in an application and make sure that that's, if it's exactly what you want, we're getting new inventory, every single day, David? We're getting new inventory,
Yeah.
new trades, fresh trades coming in,
We
truck.
got everything.
So, David, if there was something that you had to address, misconceptions that you see a lot of people have when buying a car, what would you say that, you'd want to tell people before they walk into the dealership, to help ease their mind when it comes to buying a car?
Well, without doubt, one of the things that I experienced the most is that people start out with an overall negative defeatist attitude until they meet me, obviously. And they come in, they think, it's a scam, or they think this, or they think they can't get approved, or, they've been to multiple other dealerships and just got treated poorly. And we're dealing with amateurs that really just don't know what they're doing. And, I just don't want anybody to think negative right off the bat. I work very hard, and my relationships with the banks and doing this over 3 decades really makes the difference. And I'm not just saying it to toot my own horn. I'm saying it because, I'm a businessman and I like to take care of my clients. And that's what's most important. And just don't think because you've been to other dealers or because your credit isn't exactly, a platinum credit score that, you're never going to get approved. You're never going to get into a car. That's not the case. People have to go in with an open mind and think positive. And usually positive things happen when you have that mindset.
That's excellent. And so if somebody has, they have had a bad experience, or maybe they are upside down on a trade, or maybe I've got bad credit, what are some options, when I walk in and I want to work this out with you guys? I need a good, sound, reliable vehicle no matter what. I'm a little upside down. I'm not coming with the best situation. How are you guys going to address that to make sure that, I can have still have that freedom to be able to get into a car, but also deal with some of my decisions? Because obviously, I'm the one that signed on the dotted line 3 years ago. I got my car. I'm upside down now. I'm the one that, didn't take enough care of my credit, but I'm looking to reestablish it. How can I take a turn once I walk into Garden City? And what are you guys going to be able to do to help me come with the best?
Well, in a situation like that, I would look to see the dollar amount that the customer is upside down or the negative equity that they have. And at that point, I would either steer them towards a vehicle and explain to them this vehicle has enough of a loan value to absorb the negative equity so we can get you out of that car. Or a lot of times, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge on the new vehicles have big incentives. And you can use those rebates and incentives to pay off the negative equity and get into a brand new car. It's a no-brainer. You're getting out of your old problem, you're getting out of your negative equity, and you're getting into a brand new vehicle. And basically, Chrysler Jeep, the corporation, is allowing you to do that with that incentive money to pay off your old car.
Wow. That's incredible. That's incredible. So guys, anybody else that has any questions, just feel free in the chat. David and I are just kind of riffing here, or if anybody else from the Garden City team has any questions. We do have the man himself out here, the Loner Ranger. David has gone absolutely viral. His videos get comments galore with people saying he helped me out, he got me approved, nice guy, kind guy, got me and my husband approved. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. David, how long have you been doing this?
Well, I'm 56. I've been doing it since I'm 16, so it's over 3.5 decades. And used to own dealerships myself back in 2001 to 2010 in Queens and Long Island. And I've been helping the community and helping my clients for, as I said, over 3 decades. And I'm dealing with their children and their grandchildren now. It's just amazing how, yeah, happy customer just is the best advertising.
Wow. That is just so special. You're dealing with the kids and the grandkids of the people that you sold to years ago, 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah, that is correct.
Wow. And talk about reputation, you know. So yeah, guys, I mean,
It's very gratifying.
I'm sure it is because, you know, everybody's got kind of this preconceived notion when it comes to car dealerships. And at the end of the day, of course, there's always going to be bad people in every industry and every walk of life, every different, everywhere. But there's also going to be good people just like you, just like me, that are going to be doing honest work. And guys, the reason we did this and the reason we're doing this right now, and if you guys like this and give us some good feedback, we'll continue to do these things, is because it really just gives more transparency where you can understand that big dealership that you see on the side of the road that might look intimidating, the guys in there, they're just like you. They're waiting to shake your hand. They're waiting to help you get, into a vehicle, get approved, get out the same day, plates, license, insurance, registration, all help walk you through that. Where a lot of dealerships, they're maybe just looking to make a quick transaction. And at Garden City Jeep, I mean, they build customers for life, and that's why they have the reputation that they have, and
Yeah,
also,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
go
just
ahead, David. Yeah.
I did want to bring up also the VIP program. With every new and pre-owned vehicle that we sell, get 24-hour roadside assistance, free New York State inspection, free oil changes, and that goes to every customer, new or pre-owned, that's purchased through the dealership.
The VIP Plus program, right?
Yep, you cannot argue with free. It's free.
Wow. So every customer, it's insurance. It's oil changes. What is it?
Free oil changes for the first year, free 24-hour roadside assistance for as long as they own the vehicle, and free New York State inspection for as long as they own the vehicle.
Wow. Guys, you hear that? Free oil changes the first year, inspections. I mean, everything. I mean, you're gonna know that your car is gonna be taken care of. You're not
Yeah,
gonna have to worry about
and
that.
we're a Carfax certified dealership as well.
So all the cars that we have on the lot, they're certified through Carfax, meaning that you guys can pull a Carfax history report on any vehicle. You can see how many owners it's had. You could see the vehicle history, the maintenance history, and you can
Yep.
get a really good view if it's a clean title, and just know everything about your car before you buy it. Because nobody's got a crystal ball, right? So nobody really knows what a car is going to do. But when you can look at the history of something, then you can predict what the future is going to look like a lot better. And so Garden City, I mean, they're fully transparent, fully transparent. We got a good question that came in here, David. What are some things which can stop one from leasing a car? Maybe she's saying leasing a car, but let's just say, what are some things that can stop someone from buying or leasing a vehicle?
Yeah, this is a misconception also from the consumer. Some people think that leasing is easier to do than financing, and actually, it's in the reverse. Leasing, you must have a much stronger credit history to lease, because technically a lease is a long-term rental, whereas when you buy a car, you own the vehicle, it's your vehicle. So that would be the one drawback in leasing a vehicle or getting approved is that you must be a 680 credit score or above to qualify for a lease, unless you have a very good cosigner. So that customer that would want to lease a vehicle that, let's say, was below a 680, they would instantly get approved for a finance, but they wouldn't get approved for a lease. But again, there are certain cases where, you could purchase the vehicle and be at a lower payment than on a lease.
Wow. So you tend to push people, unless they're dead set on a lease, towards purchasing and owning that vehicle, right?
Yes, and when you do lease a vehicle, you're also, you're locked in for those 3 or 4 years on the lease. It's much harder to get out of a lease than it is to, trade in and just get out of a finance vehicle. Because again, you own the car, whereas the lease payments would be due on the car plus whatever that purchase option is at the end.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, makes sense. And what are some things that could stop somebody from being able to purchase a car, being able to finance a car?
In a case like that, if somebody gets approved, and let's say for argument's sake, the bank wants, proof of income, and they don't get proof of income for whatever reason because they get paid cash or they're not showing it. In a case like that, we would have an approval, but since we can't prove the income, we obviously can't go forward with the loan because it's a stipulation from the bank. But there's always 2 ways to skin a cat. In a case like that, if that individual was able to link somebody onto the loan for income purposes, let's say a spouse or a sibling or a parent that does have income, both people will be on the loan, and the bank will budget the loan based on the person that can prove the income.
Mm. So a lot of times it comes down to finding that co-buyer, that joint purchaser and everything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I would try and get, the proof of income waived, which sometimes I can do because of my relationships with the bank, but I can't say that it happens all the time. I don't set bank policy, but I do try and help out as much as I can with my relationships with the lender.
Awesome. Awesome. Somebody asked, it's Sugar Mama. She says, do you all have SAP on vehicles, and do you all do a 6M trade if you don't 6-month trade if you don't want that car no more? I drive a Prius 2005 Higbint. I think that's a typo. Please try for me.
Yeah, I mean, the trade-in is definitely not an issue. If she wants to trade in the vehicle, we'll definitely have Sugar Mama's car appraised, and I'll call the bank at the payoff and try and figure that out. The SAP, I'm not exactly familiar with what she's referring to pertaining to that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Do you all have SAP on vehicles, and do you SAP service? No, I'm not sure.
And something, yeah, I mean,
Warranty, maybe?
possibly. I mean, every pre-owned vehicle, we make sure the customer is, having an extended warranty, and we certify all our Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge products. So they would get a 100,000-mile powertrain warranty from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and they would get 90 days bumper to bumper with the certification.
That's excellent. That's excellent. So, guys, if you guys have any other questions for David, David has probably a bazillion things on his plate today, so we want to be respectful of his time here as we're getting it going as well. So, does anyone have? Oh, it was on my other car, but it got stolen 2017. I think it's some kind of satellite protection.
You know what? It's probably maybe Gap.
Could be. Oh, Gap. Yeah, instead of an S, it was supposed to be a G. Probably.
Yes,
Yes, Gap.
Yes, if you reside in the state of New York and you finance a vehicle, the majority of the banks automatically put Gap on. But some of the banks that don't automatically put Gap on, we do have the option of putting Gap on. So the answer is yes, we can obtain the Gap insurance if it's needed.
Perfect. Perfect. And that's just to protect them if something happens throughout the life of their loan, for them to be able to be protected where whatever they owe, they don't have to carry that amount if the car is totaled or something happens that, renders the car. Okay.
Yeah, the only thing that they would be responsible for is whatever the deductible is on their insurance policy.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Lou just asked what's gap insurance, and hopefully that explains it a little bit better. But basically, David, I'll let you give your summary because I think it'll be probably way better than mine.
Yeah, gap insurance is if, God forbid, your vehicle is totaled or stolen and not recovered, and if you owe more money on the car than what the insurance company is willing to pay, the gap insurance covers the gap of whatever that dollar amount is. So if you owe the bank 20,000 and the insurance company is only looking to give 15,000, that $5,000 gap is paid from the gap insurance.
She said, "Thank you." Yes, our pleasure, our absolute pleasure. So guys, now we got about 10 more minutes here. So any last questions that you guys have, feel free to drop them in the chat. If you have anything that you want to directly ask, feel free. And David, if there was something that you any misconceptions or maybe any problems or any solutions, anything that you'd want to put out there to the Hempstead community and to any Long Island car shoppers, what would that be?
Yeah, I just want everybody to know that, with the way things are with, inflation and interest rates and just, people trying to survive with their families, their spouses, their children, I'm here to help. I'm here to earn their business. And I want them to get on the road, get the credit reestablished. And, if they listen to what I'm saying and they make their payments on time, down the road, they could trade in and basically upgrade and lower their payment. And it's a stepping stone for them for the future, for getting a mortgage, getting a condo, getting credit cards. It's more than getting a car. It's getting their credit life back together.
100%. It really is. I mean, it's a way that you allow folks to be able to reestablish their credit, which leads to them being able to what? Purchase their first home, you know?
Purchase home and just overall pay less for borrowing. Because
Yeah,
when your credit goes up, you pay less fees, less interest, less everything. So, basically it allows you to move forward in your life, period.
100%. 100%. It's, and sometimes I'm sure you see folks at, some hard times, where you're kind of the turn in the road for them where they actually did get a yes after seeing so many no's. Does that happen
Yes,
a lot?
all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. And as
Excellent.
far
So
go ahead, Salman.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, excellent. And just to mention it right here, if anybody of you is messaging, asking questions, want to visit us, and you could always, give a reference that you were in the Garden Cities webinar, and just to claim that priority access, so we know we can now personally connect with you. David's here. David knew about you already. So just visit us, and whatever your questions are, just ask us. It's not just going to be for the one time, and we'll be continuously doing our webinars and planning, because definitely we just want to serve the Long Island community in the best way we can and contribute to the community. And I think there's no best way than actually educating you guys on how to shop for a vehicle smart in 2024. I often see, because as a company, we do run our ads and other competitors are running their ads. Sometimes people get confused, when they see an ad. So for example, somebody would see an ad and input their information, but just would be confused or get skeptical if I'm going to be contacted or not. So at Garden City, at least, which I can vouch for, and I can also take pride in saying that whenever you're going to submit your information, you for sure will never get missed. You'll be on our priority list, and you will get a call from us, and we will make sure that we help you literally buying a car from your home to your to the dealership, and it's going to be very smooth for you. So just fill in all the information with full transparency, because we do secure your privacy, and we do value that. So you will get a call from us. You will be fully entertained. So be fully confident of that.
Yes, I couldn't have said it better myself. And if you mention the webinar when you come in, or you make a note online, we'll give you $250 off your car purchase.
Wow, guys.
Oh, there we go. Excellent. So, now you guys just excellent. That's perfect. That's a great bonus. So that's what we promised to you, the bonus at the end, and you are the only people who are going to get this access and get this bonus. And hopefully, we'll make your car journey the most seamless you've ever had.
And real
Yeah,
quick,
and
if
mention
you're not,
also,
go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
David, go ahead. My bad.
Also, I haven't brought up through this whole conversation about my right-hand girl, Paula, who's my assistant, who's the best. She's just like me. She caters to the community. Everybody loves her. She goes out of her way. She's working 24/7 on her laptop and her cell phone and her iPad from home. She's got, 2 young kids and a grandbaby. So she's constantly cranking and taking care of the community also and helping me out, getting people on the road and getting their credit reestablished.
100%. Paula has been amazing on the back end. We've been working with her a lot too. Guys, I just put the number in the chat too. If you want to lock in that voucher, you can just walk into the dealership and tell them that you were on the webinar and that you talked to David. That's fine. But also you can text webinar to 1516-788-8865. Okay. And I just dropped that down. And I see there's one more person that jumped on here. iPhone, welcome. We're just wrapping up here. Couple last minute touches, but what we were just saying is anybody who attended, congratulations, you get a $250 voucher towards any one of our vehicles. And guys, just real quick, let's take a little peek too at what we've got on the used side. I mean, look at this. You can get a 2020 Chevy Equinox under 20K. This thing is super nice. If you're looking more for a truck, we've got those too. Somebody earlier was asking about a Charger. We've got the Scat Pack. I mean, we've literally got vehicles for every single person. And if you're looking at this and you're like, well, I don't want an SUV, I only want a truck, then what you're going to do is on the left-hand side, you're going to be able to go to either, it's going to be body style. No, I think it's going to be, let's see.
He gives you the model.
Make and model. Okay, so you got make and model here. So let's say if I only want a Chrysler, or if I only want an Infiniti, or if I only want a Kia, I can filter out and see all the Kias on there. I can really filter this out so I have that full awareness. All right.
Yeah.
So
If anybody wants to have access to the Carfax on the website, they can actually print their own Carfax.
just through clicking on a vehicle here.
Yeah, usually on the bottom, you'll see it'll say Carfax, and they can just click on the Carfax and get the Carfax report.
Excellent. And it's got everything here too, guys.
I think iPhone, I don't really know your name, sorry. I think he's got a question, so please go ahead, ask your question. Feel free to.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you have a question, iPhone? We saw you raised your hand. Maybe it was a mistake.
Oh, it says, hey everyone, Jason here. Hey, welcome, Jason. Thanks for jumping on. Go ahead, please ask your question if you have any, and we'll be happy to answer it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And all good if not. If you guys are looking for a specific vehicle, David's the man. He'll help you. Yes, I did. I'm very interested in a vehicle, but this is a hard time in life for me. Jason, totally understand, man. I think we've all been in between a rock and a hard place. Whenever the time is right, definitely give these guys a shot. We were just talking actually how a lot of times people take that turn, their life turns for the better after they walk through those doors at Garden City Jeep, because they can help you through a lot of different situations when it pertains to getting into a new vehicle, reestablishing credit, so you can reach out anytime whenever you're ready. We've dropped all the contact info in the chat here. I will drop it again. And anybody who was on this call, you've actually locked in for the rest of this month. You'll have access to a $250 voucher off any of the used vehicles that we have on our lot. Right, David?
Yeah. I just want to add one more thing. We, excuse me, we are a no pressure dealership. We do not pressure our customers. It's a laid back, relaxed, professional atmosphere. And when customers come in, honestly, they tell me they feel like they're at home.
Nothing better than that. Nothing better than that.
Come on down. Let's do it. We'll make it happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Jason says, need a vehicle to start working. I've tried everywhere, and oh, I'm sorry, I missed it. Okay, perfect. All right, Jason. Thank you, man. Thank you very much for jumping on. And yeah, excellent. So we had a great show, great webinar, and finally
Yes.
we'll be closing it, and we'll be scheduling our next webinar very, very soon and getting you all in there. And we'll be adding newer things into that, more prizes and more bonuses for everyone that comes in and joins, because at the end, the goal is just to educate you guys and make sure that you get the card that you deserve. So we'll see you very soon. You'll hear from us through a text message or an email, and looking forward to see you guys. Thank you
very
Thank you
much.
for texting, Lou.
Thank
you
you.
guys. We'll see you guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Great job.
Thank
see
you,
you next
guys.